Hi, this is Andrea Nakayama from Holistic Nutrition Lab. In the last video, we talked about how to effectively position yourself in the field. Get out there with what you know right now. That's different for all of us, but you know enough to put yourself out there in the field and start doing what you know how to do. Bring food to potlucks, to dinners, to Little League games. Bring that quinoa, that green smoothies, those chocolate treats. Go for it. How can you also do what we talked about in the end of the last video? Create that additional platform of knowledge. Today I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit in terms of how I've done that for Replenish PDX. People often ask me what I mean by functional nutrition. When I talk about functional nutrition, I'm talking about nutrition that's related to the field of functional medicine. Functional medicine, according to the IFM, or Institute of Functional Medicine, is personalized medicine that deals with primary prevention and underlying causes instead of symptoms. Now that's a really important point I want to make, that our clients are going to be coming to us with symptoms all the time. I know that when I first started practicing holistic nutrition, I would get really caught up in the symptoms that my clients were bringing to the table, and I would want to solve that symptom. Well, as a functional nutritionist, I look at the symptom and I try to address it and hold that place for them, but at the same time, I'm looking for the root cause of that symptom. And the root cause of that symptom is inside the body, in the physiology, the anatomy and physiology of the body. Understanding what's going on in there, like I talked about in the first video, really helps you to get to the root of that problem. Now, when I say the term anatomy and physiology, some people get really excited. They think, yes, teach me more. I want to know all of that. Other people think, I was horrible at science. Why would I put myself through that now? Whether you're the person who wants to learn more about what's going on in the body, or you're a person who thinks you are scared and can't retain that information, there are ways to break that information down and make it applicable to you. In video number 2, I talked about how horrible I was at sciences in high school and how different that became for me when I studied sciences with the perspective of learning about it for the role of nutrition. That made all the difference for me, and I can be that filter for you. In the first video, I talked about a little girl named Elise, whose parents had followed many dietary trajectories to try to heal their little girl. When they came to me, what I had to do was get to the root of her ailment. I had to practice functional nutrition. And the way I did that was to get very involved in their life for a brief period of time, where I was watching how she responded to each food that she ate. I knew early on that Elise didn't do well with coconut oil. Now that's an interesting situation, as you probably know, because coconuts are so healthful. They're loaded with medium-chain fatty acids, and they contain the fatty acid lauric acid. So lauric acid is derived from monolaurin, and the only place we get monolaurin besides coconuts is breast milk. So coconuts are a really healthful food, and they're usually pretty hypoallergenic. So the fact that Elise couldn't digest coconut, milk, oil, or any meat from the coconut was a little sign to me that there was something going on with her body and its ability to digest fats. Here's one of those situations where a food that seems like a good thing out here isn't doing good inside the body, and where we want to take a look at what's going on in there. With Elise's family, I started to look at how she was responding to different fats. And over time, I was able to distinguish that it was a certain chain length of fats that was causing her more problems. So while I was working to heal the digestive system with probiotic therapy, with bile acids to help her digest her fats, I was also then taking out the foods that were aggravating her. This meant that we had to limit her food intake. The kinds of foods that she ate was pretty limited for a short period of time. But the span of those foods was still in a really healthy realm. She was eating healthier than most 2-year-olds could eat. And quieting what was coming into the body so that we could heal what was going on in her body was really key to her optimizing her recovery. Therein lies a good example of what happens in functional nutrition. The symptom was eczema, sleeplessness, severe constipation. But we didn't want to treat that with anything that was just going to address those symptoms. I had to get to the root of what was causing that. Ultimately, it was her gut and the organs that are associated with her digestive system. And understanding the digestive system is something that's going to enable you to make those kind of deductions as well. Knowing this kind of information, what's going on in there, how to play detective with your clients, which supplements and which brands are the right ones to apply to a situation, what might be an appropriate protocol when you feel like something is out of your realm of reach or comfort. These are the things that are going to position you really differently in your field. You are going to be seen as the expert. You are going to be sought out to find the solutions for your clients and really make a difference for them and in the world. Please join me tomorrow when I unveil my brand new health history and intake form. I'm going to share that form with you, and I'm going to go over the questions that I like to ask clients when they first come to see me and why some of those questions are really key. See you tomorrow at Holistic Nutrition Lab.